Welcome back. So let's jump into this part two. So they ended up letting me know that in order to stay at this women's shelter that I had to go to the classes. So I got up and I go to the class. It's about like five, six women sitting at like this huge table, and we go around one by one and we introduce ourselves to each other. And they give talk to us about like what we've been through, and just help us to better understand it, and to show us like how we got there, and I remember them telling us like different stages of abuse. And I remember one of the stages was the honeymoon stage, and that's like when you're about to leave your abuser and they tell you like, oh, I won't do it again, and they end up being very nice to you, and everything is good for a while. And that's the honeymoon phase. I don't remember the other ones, but basically, me and the other ladies, we ended up, building a bond. Like me, wherever I go, like my personality is going to shine. Either you hate me or you love me, and most of the time, people love me and they enjoy my personality. Um, I took such pride in being there. I was proud of myself for getting away. Like it took 6.5 years, but I got away. And I got away with my life, like I'm alive. And so I took the time being in that women's shelter to, get to know the ladies, befriend them, hear their situations. Um, you also have to they want you to sign up for like assistance, and you got to go through that whole process because they want to try to get you housing and jobs and all kinds of different things like that. And I just um, remember thinking back to when he used to be my ex used to be abusing me, and I used to tell him, one day I'm going to leave you, and you're going to regret everything that you've done to me. One day I'm going to leave. And when someone really think they have a hold on you, they are so bold and they don't care what come out their mouth, but everything that come out their mouth is the truth. And he said so proud, you'll never leave me, I'll never let you leave. And he was like, what, you think you're going to have money to get your own place? You're never going to get your own place. You're never going to be nothing. You're never going to amount to nothing. You are nothing. Like, you're overweight. You're dark. Like, you're disgusting. And nobody's never going to want you. Like, I'm the best that you can get. There's no better than me. And I used to tell him, like, one day I'm going to leave you. And that definitely came to pass. They do say that there is power in the tongue, and I believe that I spoke that out, that I was going to leave him, and I was going to leave him with my life. Um, and so I ended up getting my own place. Like, things was just really looking up for me. And, you know, I had felt so free. I had never had my own place up until then. Like, it was just a blessing. Like, I had, my own bed, and I had a living room, and it was just like, wow. Like, you know, it's like, I'm just happy, like, thinking on it. It's just like, I went through all this just to come out and have my own. And it's just like, it was just a beautiful experience. And then, being that, I still lived in the same city, I had to be like real cautious um of my surroundings. I had to like kind of duck and dodge, in case his friends see me, because sometimes they would let him know that he see me in the city. And I had heard from someone that my ex had lost his place and that he was doing, bad. And I felt bad. Like, don't nobody want to see anybody, doing bad. But I just basically had to focus on myself. And I remember one time I was coming from the store and I took like this shortcut to get to my house. And I remember I seen him and I wasn't sure it was him at first. Somebody had seen me and they started calling my name. And like I looked and he looked so horrible. And, you know, I was just like, wow. Like, it doesn't pay, to do people wrong because you never know what your future holds. And, he was like, asked me, do I have any change or money that I can give him, because he said he hadn't ate that day, and he was like, I'm sorry for what I did to you. I just want to be back with you. Will you take me back? And I'm like, no. And it's like that was the first time in my life that I felt like I had the upper hand. And like, I was strong with him and I was like, no. And he wanna get mad and wanna start yelling and cussing and calling me all kinds of names. And he went to hit me and I'm just like, go ahead, hit me. You can do whatever you want to me, but I'm still gonna walk away with my life. I've come so far. I'm not afraid of you anymore. And it kind of remind me of like that clip with Tina Turner when Ike came in there and he was trying to like scare her because he had a gun. And she was strong enough to say, "What are you gonna do? You gonna pistol with me?" Like she stood up to him, and that's what I did. And I just felt so empowered. And then he went back to trying to be so nice and telling me that things would be different. And then the first thing that came to my mind was like, he trying to go to the honeymoon phase. Like he's trying to, slip back in there. But I stayed strong. And it's like from there, life just got so much better. I ended up getting a really good job. Um, there's so much more to the story with him, but that's where I'm going to leave it. I just want to encourage the women out there that have, and the men that have been through a domestic violence situation. I just want to encourage you to get out, um, know your worth. I want you to know that, there is a brighter side. You just have to get out. Don't sit there and just allow someone to put their hands on you. Um, no matter what you've been through that led you to that person, you don't have to stay. Just know that you have options. There are programs that will help you get away from that person. All you have to do is say, I want out. And know that that situation that you're in is not what God wants for your life. I mean, you are worth so much more. There's so much more to life than to be with somebody who doesn't love you, who doesn't value you, and who puts their hands on you, speak to you in a negative way. That's not what we were born, for. We wasn't born for people to beat on us. And I'm just so happy to get out that situation and how far God had brought me up. And he thought he was so much better than me, and that because he had the house and he had this, and then he ended up losing everything, including our relationship. Thank you for taking the time to watch part 2. Like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts.